All right, Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites from the Indianapolis camp of the Great Millstone. And we're here to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Wakakudash.
Double honors to our apostles and elders of the Great Millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and our fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and they are as follows. The tribe of Judah, the so-called Negroes. The tribe of Benjamin, the so-called West Indians. The tribe of Levi, the so-called Haitians. The tribe of Simeon, the so-called Dominicans. The tribe of Zebulon, the so-called Guatemalans or Panamanians. The tribe of Ephraim, the so-called Puerto Ricans. The tribe of Manasseh, the so-called Cubans. The tribe of Gad, the so-called North American Indians. The tribe of Reuben, the so-called Seminole Indians. The tribe of Naphtali, the so-called Argentinians to Chileans. The tribe of Asher, the so-called Colombians to Uruguayans. And the tribe of Issachar, the so-called Mexicans. To you, we say Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, just get right into it.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, starting at verse 1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see.
He's talking about Babylon, America, okay? And a burden means that, you know, if there's something that's difficult to accept or something difficult to deal with. And right now, in the context of this chapter, they're going to have a hard time dealing with this judgment that's inevitable. The destruction of the land and then ultimately the destruction of the people. All right?
Verse 2. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain.
It says, lift ye up a banner. And what's a banner? Okay, that's the scriptures. Can somebody get Psalms 60 and 4 for me?
Book of Psalms, chapter 60, verse 4. Thou hast given a banner to them that fear thee, that it may be displayed because of the truth. Selah.
It says, thou hast given a banner to fear thee. Okay, and what is it when the Israelites fear Yahweh? That's the keeping of the commandments, according to Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Okay, it's the whole duty of man to keep those commandments, all right? The whole duty of man to keep those, and the commandments are the scriptures. You know, go ahead to the next scripture.
It's Psalm 60 and 5. That thy beloved may be delivered, save with thy right hand and hear me.
It says that thy beloved be delivered, say with thy right hand and hear thee. Okay, and thy beloved, that a word beloved defines the name of David. Okay, as Amos 9 and 8 says, he will raise up the tabernacle of David. Okay, all right, and he says that by thy right hand is Yahweh. Okay, that they may hear me. And just like we hear him now, you know, when he said the sheep will hear his voice, we will call back to these scriptures, acknowledge wisdom, understanding of scriptures, and call back to our heritage. We're going to hear him in that day when he says, "Come out of her, my people." All right.
This is Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 2. Declare ye among the nations and publish, and set up a standard, publish and conceal not. Say Babylon is taken, Baal is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces, her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces. So like I said, like as far as that standard, ultimately being the scriptures, like the banner being the scriptures, they say declare ye among the nations. So yeah, it's against Babylon the Great, Esau, Edom, but to all of the nations as well, and also against 2/3 of our people. It says set up a standard. We understand that the standard is being these holy scriptures that we have by Shah has blessed us with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to rightly divide the truth to the elect. But to also declare the judgments and all the said perils that's going to happen to those that dwell in the land, and ultimately in the whole world, in the land.
Use the word publish. I think you grab Psalm 68 11. Somebody.
Psalm 68 and 11.
Yeah. I got it. Psalm 68 and 11.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 68, and verse 11. The Lord gave the word, great was the company of those that published it.
That's the word, and great was those in the company of punishment. I published it. That's the prophets out here on the highways and byways, week in and week out, publishing that word. You mention the word of publishing that scripture, you know, prophesying to the nations what's going to happen, that great judgment that's coming. All right?
2 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I have put in thy mouth, said the Lord.
Speak into the read that again.
This is 2 15:1. Behold, thou speak in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord.
And that's what he said. You know, the Lord has been speaking by the mouth of the prophets since the beginning, telling them things to come. All right, the great judgment, the deliverance and the great judgment of this wicked kingdom, and us coming into rulership. All right.
1 and 2. And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
God said, cause them to be written on paper. And what's the paper? That's the scriptures. All right. That's the Bible. All right.
This book Isaiah chapter 58 verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
It says, cry aloud, spare not. And that's what this part of this verse is saying. Exalt the voice. Okay? Exalt the voice to the people. Let the people know their transgressions. Because the day of deliverance is not. We're seeing it right now. Okay, you got this thing with the sea hip that's going to usher in the sea hip December 13th. Okay? What they're trying to do now is they're going to eventually try to take us off the streets. And you got the UN saying that, you know, you can't say nothing that involves the elites such as George Soros and somebody else. Okay, you can't say, the elite bankers. It's going to be, you know, they're going to try to make a law. Well, not going to try. They are going to make a law that make us an offender for a word for speaking against them, saying that they have something to do with manipulation of the world and what's going on, all right?
Well, actually, they already have it as law. They're just going to enforce. That's why sometimes you say certain words, even algorithms pick up.
Amos 5 and 10. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly.
God, so they hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and that's those are duties. That means, you know, we're telling them what they're doing, you know, showing them where they're wrong for doing the things that they did against us. All right, and how Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is going to judge them. All right, that's right, and that's going up to those saying it right to their face, you know, telling them nobles, hey, you know, this is what you're doing, and it's cutting them like a knife.
Cut, you know, it feels, you know, like it hurts. So we can imagine if you don't have it. All right, well, you know how the world looks like from that, how they feel. All right, so they really hate you. All right, when you're coming out of the spirit. With a real hate. All right.
The those elites, like you said, they do a diligent search. Okay. They're watching us, going into the scriptures, and watching everything else. It's like, oh, you know, we teach about certain geographical errors. What do? Go and dig up on the Red Sea and find those chariots. You know, this stuff is about to happen. All right.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness.
Who's that righteous man? That righteous man is these prophets out here on the street, okay? Week in and week out, teaching the correct doctrine, okay? It ain't just everybody, it's the correct doctrine. And 100% true.
Before the face of such as have afflicted them and made no account of his labors.
God, you know, the ones who have afflicted us. Who is that? Chiefly Esau, Edom. You know, ultimately all the nations that put their hands on us, but they have afflicted us and can continue afflicting us now. You know, with those unrighteous decrees. You know, you just had for the third week, Jake shot within, 3 seconds. His latest one was 1 second. They opened the door, bam. Yeah. You know, 20 years old. Okay. Searching for one, but you get these mass shooters. You know, they get taken to Burger King, get arrested without a scratch. Okay, after they had mass killed people. Okay, but that all to tell you, Jake. You know, that judgment is at hand. You know, we're at that time. All right.
It's back in Isaiah chapter 13, verse 2. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them. shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the noble.
And here again, that we already talked about exalting the voice, and that shaking the hand, once again, is the rebuke by delivering the message of their inevitable judgment, which is not going to be pretty. You know, all destruction. All right, and then again is that they may go into the gates of the nobles, and those nobles are your politicians, your wicked politicians, all the way up to the wicked elites. All right.
Ezekiel 35:1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set the face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it.
God, he said, prophesy against Mount Seir. And we know Mount Seir was the land given to Esau, by Yahweh. Okay, it's currently now called Petra. If you go back and look at it, you know, the architecture at that time is the very same today. There was in ancient Greece and Rome, and in America right now. That's why it's called the Greco-Roman. It was called the Greco-Roman Empire. It had the same architecture. All right.
Verse 3, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Yahushua, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee. I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate.
God, now, does he love everybody? He said, I'm against thee. I will stretch out my hand, and that's metaphorical about he's about to wipe you out. Okay, when he says he's going to make you most desolate. All right, that's a waste. Never inhabitable again. All right.
Verse 4, I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord.
God, he's going to lay everything to waste in a way that has never been seen before. Okay, those ICBM missiles and those concentrated laser beams. Okay, and I said, thus you shall know that I'm the Lord, because it's going to be destroyed in a way that nothing's ever been destroyed before. All right.
Verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity.
God, he said that there is a perpetual hatred. Okay, a perpetual hatred, and it shed the blood of the children of Israel. And that perpetual means continual. Okay, it's non-stop. As I just said, you know, you had just this week those 3 Jakes shot all in Ohio. You know, something's going on in Ohio right now, but yeah, but it's going on everywhere. All right.
It says,
read that last part again.
Let me read it all over.
Okay.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity. In the time that their iniquity had an end.
God, so he said by the force of the sword. Okay, and that was Esau's blessing according to Genesis 27 and 41. He was blessed with the sword. Okay, and then he said that the time their calamity had an end. You know, right now they know through the scriptures that we're coming, getting ready to take over. So as the scriptures say, you know, he comes down with the Lord's time is short. He's coming down with great wrath. All right.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28, beginning at verse 7. It says, Nevertheless, hear thou now this word that I speak in thine ears, and in the ears of all the people. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
That's pretty much self-explanatory, because we're doing the same thing right now. The spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. They prophesied just as he read in the scriptures. We're doing the same thing right now. All right?
That's it.
Got, Jeremiah 51, chapter 51, verse 25. Takes that high mountain.
Yep.
Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith Yahweh Yahushua, which destroyeth all the earth.
God, and that's what Esau Edom does. You know, see, like the scriptures say, he need to keep himself at home. He's got embassies in every country. You know, setting up democracies everywhere, taking everybody's resources. You know, that's what he does. He's a destroying mountain. You know, that's all he does. Steal, kill, and destroy. All right.
And I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a burnt mountain.
You're going to be destroyed once again. That's stretching out that hand. You know, it's not as simple as it said. You know, He's going to roll, and that's explained afterwards. He's going to roll you down and make you as a burnt mountain. That's going to be burnt up. That's how this place is going to be destroyed. It's going to be that lake of fire, that nuclear destruction, also all those ICBM missiles, all right? Intercontinental ballistic missiles, continental ballistic missiles.
And they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundations, but thou shalt be desolate forever, saith Yahweh Shema Shai.
Desolate forever. You know, you can't, there would be nothing left. That's why they can't take anything.
1 verse 9. It said, what do you imagine against the Lord? He will make an utter end. Afflictions shall not rise up a second time.
God, he says he will make a utter end. Okay, once you're out of power, you know, like the scriptures say in Isaiah 2, there will be no more war. Okay, you will never be afflicted again. He says in Joel 2:27, you know, I'm in the midst of Israel and none else. My people shall never be ashamed. Okay, will never be ashamed again. You know, all of those blessings in Deuteronomy chapter 28, 1 through 14 are going to come to pass and more. Okay.
Yeah, it's just not last captivity.
Nah.
We ain't got to worry about it. We pass from this life and come back again and be back in slavery. No, this is it.
Yes.
This is it. Like Michael Jackson said, he called it, this is it. Yep. You know what I'm saying? That's right.
Immortality. Yes.
Well, they said, what do you imagine against the Lord from Esau? They put this kind of
Yep.
they're pride. They think that they military force can take down any military on the planet.
Yep.
Right? There's a place where they think they're above the Holocaust now. So they're imagining these type of things against the Lord, but they're gonna like the Lord said, he's gonna put an utter end to it. Right? And this ain't gonna happen till it's no more. You wanna get that on the diet, that's fine, that's the shit.
Yeah. And while they're getting that, we're talking about they've been trying to come against the Lord. Once those chariots really start showing up and making their presence, what they do in December 2019, Trump created that Space Force. Okay, what was it? I forget, $700 billion or something like that. He tried to create for it, and you see these things. You know, we've seen what some militaries try to do to one. You know, it ended up $738 billion. That's what it was. That's not enough. That's not even a drop in a bucket to what, you know, two of those things would be able to do to Esau.
This is the book of Obadiah, starting at verse 3. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, though thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
He said that the pride of his heart, the heart goes into his mind. Very prideful, arrogant. You know, he said, thou that dwell in the clefts of the rock. You know, that's talking about that original home, Mount Seir. Okay, and if you look at all his habitations now, you know, you just look down the street, all these high-rise buildings. You know, that's the way he lives. He has to be set above everything, but you know, he's going to be brought down. Yeah, everything. Yeah. God, and you know, was something interesting about that concrete. You know, I know y'all heard before when you sit a battery on the ground, it drains it. You know, it does the same thing to people. You know, it drains us. Being on this stuff every day, it's just wicked.
Read verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle,
he said, exalt thyself as the eagle. And what's the eagle? It's a bird of prey, the highest flying bird. Here again, that's why he has to have those high habitations. But it's also a bird of prey, looking down. You know, that's what his satellites are for. You know, looking down to watch people, see what he can destroy and how he can destroy. Okay? Keep going.
And though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, he said he's gonna throw you down. Okay, he's gonna bring him down. You know, and you'll never get back up again. And correction on that is an eagle is a predator, not a bird of prey.
Isaiah 2:12. For the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud, and lofty, and upon everyone that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low.
Yeah, pretty much he's going to wipe the prideful off the face of the earth. You know, that's including Esau, Edom, as well as our 2/3. Okay.
This is the book of Psalm 49 and 11. It says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. And their dwelling places to all generations, they call their lives after their own name.
God, and that's going to what Ashra said earlier. He thinks he's going to be in rulership forever, but they're not going to be. Okay? They name all the streets, you know, after themselves. You know, you got Antioch, Illinois, named after King Antiochus. Okay? Ronald Reagan Airport. You know, all these are just wicked Edomites. But you know, that's what happens when you're in rulership under wicked people. They will not do it. They will not last forever. See that coming.
This is the book of Job, chapter 20, beginning at verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite before a moment?
God, he said the triumphant of the wicked is short. Also, in that same book, you know, it says there's bounds he cannot pass. Okay, now we're at the end of that. That's when he's about to fill his belly. The wrath of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to come down on him. All right?
It says, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his hair reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung.
God, that's good. He's dung. We know dung needs to be shit. So cool. All right. He says, though his excellency reaches to heaven, and that's the thing. You know, reaches to heaven. That's what everybody see when they look up. You know, Esau. All right. That's how high he is. You know, he's high above everybody. That goes back to being that eagle. You know, the predator. All right.
It says, they which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night.
Because after he goes into that 1,000 years of slavery, you know, he's going to be rounded up and burnt up, destroyed forever. The whole nation of Edom, and none of them can be saved. So you Christians and you fake Hebrew Israelites, they can't be saved. All right.
It says, the eye also which saw him shall see him no more.
He'll never be seen again. Wiped out. You know, might be a museum specimen, but I doubt that.
It says, neither shall his place any more behold him.
Gone. He's gone. That's everything that, you know, he had is gone, wiped out. No remembrance of him. Like you said, it's going to be like a vapor or a dream that's gone away.
Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly, shall be stubborn.
He said, the day cometh that they shall burn as an oven. Okay, that's hot. Okay, and if you know of the ancient ovens, you know, you really couldn't measure the temperature on those. They got real hot. All right. But these ones you have today, they're under control. All right. They said, you read that last part again. Yep. Yep.
Y'all Israelites too. Y'all Israelites too.
Okay.
Y'all got any questions? It's free.
We can't, you get out and talk, man.
Y'all based here? Y'all based here? Y'all live here?
Yeah.
What's up? Y'all know a guy named Aaron? He one of the Hebrew Israelites I went to school with him. He be doing a lot of stuff around here.
Okay.
Most definitely.
What questions did you have?
I just want to see what y'all had going on. How long y'all gonna be out here? Y'all just doing like a study group?
No, we out here preaching to the world, man. On camera, preaching to the world live right now.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I wanted to ask you, who's the leader out here? You?
No, I'm not the leader. It's not him.
This
We're all leaders.
is all the power. This is the power circle. Power circle. Yeah. Okay.
We're all leaders out here, bro.
All right. For sure. I was just gonna mention there's a book, I guess, in the Bible that they talk about Daniel, the Bell and the Dragon. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it.
That's in the Apocrypha.
That's in that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it. Step out. I'm gone.
Yeah. Do you have that one?
Sir, I already did my due diligence.
Okay. All right. What's some key words there? All right.
I know about the lot that's going on that's outside of the knowledge is even here, but
Yeah.
that's another topic. Oh, you ever heard of catacombs? That's another conversation.
Heard of what?
Catacombs.
Yeah. It's in the book of Acts.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
He said, yeah.
Okay. You know where the
Look at
nearest?
that one, didn't you?
No, I didn't know that. You know where the nearest one is at?
Basically, underground here in Indianapolis.
Yes, sir. Right here at the market. Yep.
Ah, yeah.
I found a you know them thingies that got a top, the
Yeah.
underground thing,
Manhole.
the manholes. Yeah, I have found one that had stairs leading down. You feel me? And it wasn't like a normal one. So it's like literally down there by that market. But I was thinking about going a journey down there once, you know.
Yeah, they do tours, but you have to pay, you have to catch them and sign up for the tour. It's like they only allow a certain amount, so you know it's something down there.
Yep.
They really don't want people to see.
Yep. There's a part in there that says go in your own risk.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because see, they still doing construction under Indianapolis too, because it's also an underground city here in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes at night you hear a loud boom.
What?
They're doing construction under the city.
What?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's knowledge right
Yeah,
there.
see?
All right.
They doing stuff here under people's noses and they don't know what they just hear booms and don't know what it is.
Yep.
That's them building in the underground city here in Indianapolis.
All right, brothers. I got it, you know. I got it.
We appreciate y'all.
Hey, no problem, bro. Hey, y'all come back anytime. Hey, we out here, Lord willing, every Friday, starting at 6 o'clock, man.
Yep.
Okay.
6 till 8 or until the Lord tells us to go home.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I'll come out here, but my wearing what I wear like a Muslim clothing. What's the word I'm looking for? 'Cause it's in my head, but it's going away fast. Dashiki. There we go.
Are you Muslim?
Well, I'm knowledgeable, brother, and I just study, you know, and I just respect where truth lies, and especially if they all line up. And I do know for a fact I am Hebrew Israelite first, you feel me, and everything else comes second. You know that.
So do you know that Islam actually come from the Bible?
Yes, sir. I self-law am master, or I self-law as master.
What? Did you know that really it comes from Constantine?
Yes, sir.
From the Holy Roman Empire.
Yep. 50 books of Constantine. Yes, sir.
Well, actually, the Quran came from the City of Confessions and Confessions in the City of God in the Bible by St. Augustine, who was the Israelite.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's good to know.
That's what we out here for, to enlighten our people through the word. You know
Yes,
what
sir.
I'm saying? Yeah, bro. You know, because even Muhammad's wife Khadijah was a Catholic nun. See, this whole thing was set up by the Roman Catholic Church, like I said, during the Holy Roman Empire under Constantine. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, see? Yeah. I mean, bro, come back here. Bro, we're going to tell you for free, we ain't going to charge you nothing.
Yeah, for sure. We have to stop because that's what we do, man. We be on it, you know. We share knowledge with each other and we like to learn with each other.
Appreciate you, brother.
YouTube pages.
Okay. And you said every Friday, right?
Every Friday. Hey, he got something for me after Corona. Go ahead. Right? John 13:7. It says, and remember we took from the prophets the covenant as we did from Noah, Abraham, Moses, and Yahushua, the son of Mary. We took from them a solemn covenant. Well, when you say Yahushua, in Islam they call him Isha, who the world called Jesus Christ. Yes. But his real Hebrew name is Yahushua. That's why he said Yahushua. What? Yeah.
Yahweh is the Father's name, Yahushua the Son's name.
Wait, what? Now, I guess I'm unspeakable. No, I can't. Hold on.
Hebrew Israelite, tribe of Judah.
Hey, so my family Haitians, right?
Levi.
I believe Talk to your boy Kodak Black, man. Get him on in here, man.
Man, Kodak, he's a wild cannon, man. Wild cannon. Y'all know anything about y'all status, citizenship, nationalities?
Yeah, we all know we being traded on the stock market.
On the stock market. You know you can create money?
Huh?
You know you can create money, right?
You know we can create money? Yeah, we already creating money. We're in debt now as we talk about.
Well, next Friday I come back around here, I'm gonna bring some knowledge.
Okay.
Bring some knowledge. Share with y'all.
That's what we're gonna do.
All right.
Come back, brother. Come back.
All right.
Much love, y'all.
Hey, shalom.
Shalom.
This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 3. I have commanded my sanctified ones.
Who is the sanctified ones? Those are the prophets. Okay?
I have also called my mighty ones from my anger.
And his mighty ones are the angels. All right?
Even them that rejoice in my highness.
God. And that's what they would do, worship and reverence and rejoice him all the time, all right? Yeah, precept. Hey, who called for it? Go ahead.
It's the book of Leviticus chapter 6. Book of Leviticus chapter 19, verse 1 and 2. It says, and Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, ye shall be holy, for Yahweh your power is holy.
That's what the word. That's the definition of holy. Sanctified is the definition of holy. Set apart. Okay. Holy means to be sanctified, which means to be set apart.
It's the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 6 and 7. Okay. Verse 6 and 7 says, seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahweh to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you, and to you who are in trouble rest with us when the Lord Yahushua shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels. Yep, so just going into who the mighty ones are, is dealing with when Yahushua returns. He's bringing forth recompense, he's bringing forth punishment, and he's sanctifying. He's calling on, he's going to bring salvation to the holy ones, the sanctified ones, which are the Israelites, the elect, and then he's going to be calling the mighty ones at the same time to bring forth destruction along with the thermonuclear missiles, which will be the mighty angels.
Read that again.
Yeah, this is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 6. It says, seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High Yahweh to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
God, so he's going to bring evils, bad times against those that troubled us or afflicted us. Okay? The Lord is long suffering. Okay? They're going to be paid back for all the affliction that they caused us. All right?
And to you who are troubled, rest with us when the Lord Yahweh Shai shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels.
So it says to you, that's talking about the elect. Okay? That's talking about the elect, and he's talking about to you. All right? You're going to rest with us, and that's the angels. All right? We're going to be going home. Finally.
One more. Verse 8. In flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that know not the Most High, and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach.
So those who don't know the gospel, you 2/3, you wicked Edomites and you other nations, you know, that's that nuclear fire. You're going to consume you with that fire. You're going to be burnt to a crisp. You know, you're going to look like an old girl from, what's it, Terminator 2? Okay? Yep. Burned to a crisp. Your eyes and tongue are going to consume right where they are, in your head. All right? You got that?
It's the book of Zechariah, chapter 14, verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
So pretty much what that's saying, if anybody's ever seen that Marvel character, Ghost Rider, that's what she's going to look like. She's just going to be dead. That's all to it. Standing right, he said consume right where you stand. You know? All right?
It's Isaiah chapter 66. It's Isaiah chapter 66, verse 15. For behold, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind.
God, he come with fire with his chariots. That's going to be those concentrated laser beams.
Precept.
Coming out of the sky. If you saw War of the Worlds, you know, when those space machines came down, turning people into powder. Okay?
Yeah, because the chariots now is like a worldwide phenomenon.
Yep.
A lot of people are seeing them.
Yep.
First, the Lord was like revealing to strangers here and there, mainly to his prophets, but now everybody's starting to see the majestic power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. They're starting to see chariots of all shapes, sizes, and colors.
Yep.
So, yeah.
To render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire.
Con, can somebody get that fury, word fury?
Wild fury. Wild or violent anger. Violence or energy displayed in natural phenomenon or in someone's actions.
Wild, violent anger. So here again, you Christians, is he an all-loving power? No, he's not. He's telling you he's coming back in a wild anger and he has that indignation. Okay, coming back with fire. All right.
Say Isaiah 66, verse 16. That's all you have, bro?
Yeah.
For by fire and by his sword will the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai plead with all flesh.
Wow, so by fire, by a sword. You know, that sword is any instrument of destruction. Okay, he's going to have the fire too, and this fire is going to be those concentrated laser beams, and his sword is going to be those ICBM missiles. Okay. Those are his. You know, he said he created the smith that blows the coal. Yeah.
So, and also that word plead goes into pot, which means to judge.
Yep.
So the Lord's not gonna come back plead and beg and stop doing this with my people. No, he's gonna come judge you. You know, he ain't coming to let's have a diplomatic let's talk this out. No, he coming to judge you.
God.
He said, with all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai shall be many.
Shall be many. Precept. Shall be many. Somebody get Psalms 9 and 16 just to back them up on their judgment.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 9, verse 16. The Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is known by the judgment which he executed, the wickedest snare in the work of his own hands, Higgiah Selah.
Drop the mic. He is known by the judgment which he executed. The wicked is snared. So yeah, Esau, you think your military and your weapons, you know, are gonna topple everybody. Nope. They made just to destroy you. All right?
2 Peter chapter 2, verse 10. It says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
God says shall pass away with a great noise. And that's all those 200,000 missiles exploding all at the same time. And he says it's going to pass away with fervent heat. And we know that heat, you know, is going to melt the elements. All right? And that's the thing. When it melts, that is the base structure of everything, the elements. You know, everything you see on that chart, the elemental chart, those are going to be destroyed. Huh? Periodic table, yeah.
It says the earth also and the works that.
Okay, the works, all the evil, all the iniquity. Okay, it's going to be burnt up, destroyed, nothing left.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him.
So he cometh with clouds, and those clouds are the chariots. You know, the scriptures say he maketh the clouds his chariot. All right. He said every eye shall see him. All right. So here again, you know. He says every eye shall see him. So you people that are occupying the land right now, saying that you're the chosen people, you know, nobody saw him come back. All right. David's not back. Yahweh's not back. So you lying for 74 years straight. Go ahead.
It says, and they also which pierced him.
They also which pierced him. That's talking about the Romans. And then also the scripture on reincarnation. You know, he said those that pierced him. So they're back now too. All right.
It says, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, Amen.
Yeah. and that wail, they know when he comes, you know, it's over. All right.
That's it.
Yep.
Back Isaiah chapter 13, verse 4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord Yahweh of hosts musters the host of the battle.
So that's pretty much talking about it's a multitude of governments and military getting ready to prepare for war. Okay? Get Proverbs 21 and
This is Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh Shah.
Now it says the king's heart. Okay? The king in that scripture, you know, that was the best name they had for the highest leader. Okay, highest rulership. Okay, and that heart goes into love, which is your mind. Okay,
But not only to the highest one in power, but in everybody's power. What everybody do. You know, it says, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
God, so he's in control of whatever they do. That's what it said right here. You know, he said the Lord of hosts musters the host of the battle. So he's responsible for it. All right.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, beginning at verse 22. A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction.
Okay. That's those nuclear missiles coming. All right. All these pretty much World War III. All right. Go ahead.
Verse 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?
God, the hammer of the whole earth, that's Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America. How is it broken? Okay, so Yahweh Shah is bringing this kingdom down, this wicked kingdom down. He said it's going to happen in 1 hour. It's going to come to naught. All right?
Well, actually, just a period of time. It's all, it could be 2 hours, it could be 3 hours, but it's going to be burning for them. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take a while for this place to burn. You know what I'm saying?
says, how was Babylon become a desolation among the nations?
That question is being asked because they were the, they were the glory of all kingdoms. Okay, everybody looked at the Babylon. Everybody took on waves. Everybody drunk of Babylon's wine. Okay, and to see Babylon go down, that's why you have that question. You know, all right.
Verse 24.
Now, what do you mean by everybody drunk of Babylon wine is? You look at all these other nations, they're trying to be like America. They left off their ancient custom and took on the Babylonian custom. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these ancient countries used to have a certain type of dress code that they left it to be like America. With the suit and tie, stick back hair, wingtip shoes, or as Elder D-Man calls it, biscuit toe shoes. You know what I'm saying? You know, and took on what? America's philosophy. Because you got Christianity all over the world. You know what I'm saying? That's American doctrine, man.
Exactly, the American restaurants in other countries too.
Yep, McDonald's,
Starbucks.
Yep. Go ahead.
Says, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken.
The snare is a trap. Okay, he's laid it for him. All right, somebody get Proverbs 26 and 27, I think. It might be 26, 27.
Let's look at Proverbs chapter 26, verse 27. Whoso diggeth the pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth the stone, it will return upon him.
So what you plan in terms of destruction of the nation of Israel and what you've done to other countries is going to come back on you. All right?
Says, O Babylon, and that thou was not aware.
Yeah. And it says that thou was not aware. As the scriptures say, the Most High is not at all in his thoughts. Okay?
Says, thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord.
God, he's striven against the Lord. You know, as what's that? Psalms 10 and 4. Can somebody grab that for me?
Psalms chapter 10, verse 4. It says, the wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts.
God, so he just, he won't seek after. He don't believe because he believes he's the Most High. All right? And none else, as he said. He tried to repeat that. All right? That's it.
I got one more verse. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 25. The Lord hath opened his armory.
And that armory is those nukes, okay? The silos open up, ready to fire off. All right?
Says, it hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation.
The weapons of his indignations are those intercontinental ballistic missiles that will hit their target. All right?
Says, for this is the work of the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Ashai of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans.
God, that's his work. The land of the Chaldeans. The Chaldeans were the inhabitants of ancient Babylon, and that's what America's being compared to right now. Okay.
Joel chapter 3, starting at verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty man. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up.
Those mighty men are the angels, okay?
Did it say, they let all the men of war draw near? It's like people and stuff like that. It say, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
You see all these nations that once bowed down to Babylon the Great are now rising up. Okay. Yeah, the mighty men is the people. Come on.
Go ahead.
Yeah, read that again.
Beat your Joel 3 verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
And that's those nations who were once weak are now rising up. They're bucking up against America. Okay. Like Iran. Okay. You know, they're not afraid of it. And they're making these alliances with other superpowers, Russia and China. All right. I don't think North Korea yet. North Korea? Yeah.
Yep. BRICS nations. I was gonna say, like, as far as like, I'm not sure they can apply for it, but I'm pretty sure they probably will.
Yeah.
Speaking as a man, but just like how you're saying, like all these various nations got they got missiles too.
Yep.
And they got allies who got missiles as well, who ain't scared to push that button.
Yep.
So when you see these nations parade they missiles and ballistic missiles and all that down the street, the missiles not filled up with popcorn. They not about to take and then walk down the street and go to the nearest warehouse or museum and prop it up. No, these are going to be the part of the Lord's army in those thermonuclear missiles, with what's going to be accompanied with the warheads that come from the head of the missile. So at the end of the day, they're saying that they ain't weak no more because we got the same. They said we got the same capabilities as what y'all got. That's what they say. Damn, what's the term they say? Something like that.
Imminent danger or something like that.
This is a term that they say, but they say if it's a world war, it'll be all the nukes that they have, it'll blow the world up like 3 to 7 times over.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, that's what these nations are doing as far as they boasting, saying, man, we ain't weak no more. Right? We got strong allies, and our allies helping us get missiles and so forth and so on. So they pretty much telling Babylon, do what you're gonna do. Draw your move. Another reason, that's why you're seeing all these nations having their war games.
Yep.
Building up their stockpile, their armory, building this, buying that, buying this, because we in a time period of war, right? Contrary to popular belief, because some people don't believe that nukes even exist. They don't believe a war or the war is coming. But then you can see in the times past, you got World War I, World War II. Just go that far. What do you think they're gonna do now in this war? So yeah, of course you wouldn't want to happen because it's gonna be a thermonuclear war, but at the same time it's inevitable because it's of the prophecies of Yahweh Shemashah.
Precept.
The destruction gonna come to pass. It's already written.
Didn't it just wasn't announced that the water around that bridge that links Russia and Alaska is drying up, and there's a lot of people over there now. A lot of military in that area right now.
By the Bering Strait?
Yeah, I believe so.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, because technically Russia from America is like 2.6 miles away.
Yeah.
Technically, those islands. So or I think they call it like the Biomode, something like that. Big Biomode, little. So going on, it say Joel 3 verse 11. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh Shemashah.
Again, those mighty ones are the angels. Okay. Gather yourselves together because you're about to be destroyed.
Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, or Yahweh Shaphat.
It's judgment.
Yahweh's judgment.
It means Yahweh's judgment.
For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Say, put you in a sickle, for the harvest is ripe.
You've seen that sickle just chopping stuff down with ease.
Right? It says the harvest is ripe because this place is what it say is ripe for the taking, so to speak. All the evil that's supposed to be sown can build up and build up, but it's going to come at the point in time where the evil that was sown, that's going to bring forth that judgment that's going to be justified through Yahweh Shemashah.
Yeah, that's why I said the rich of heavens.
Wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
Exactly.
2 Ezra 15 chapter.
That's right. You say, like you said, so Nicholas said, reach into the heavens. You say, come get you down, for the press is full, the fast overflow, for their wickedness is great. So, like in Isaiah 63, it compares like Esau, Edom to that wine press, right? They're gonna be that main one. Then they in the land anyway, so the land will receive judgment too, because it ain't like the missiles gonna come and just hit the people and nothing happen to the infrastructure. They say the whole place gonna be a desolation without inhabitant. It's gonna get hit so much that it's gonna be turned into a desert.
Precept,
right? It say last verse, multitudes, verse 14, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of Yahweh Shemashah is near in the valley of decision.
Bring you over there to destroy you. That's why the military keeps coming back. They come home and have to end up going back over that region again. All right?
Which is what we call the so-called Middle East. So always keep your eyes in that area because that's where it's going to pop off.
This is
I don't know if I may, you know, that there was an inkling of that last week. Brothers put in the group that Israel and the U.S. fired on Iran over in that area, okay? And we know the scriptures say the least of the flock is going to draw them out. All right?
This is Isaiah 9 and 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Yeah, so you old times, what? You had shield and buckler, right? And swords, right? Banging and clashing, arms and limbs getting, you know, roars and tumults of the people, you know, charging each other, man. All right. But this war that's gonna happen is gonna be with thermonuclear destruction, man. Fuel of fire. All right. It ain't gonna be fought with swords and ground troops together like that, man. All right.
It's going to be like something that's never been seen before.
Yep.
What did you say, a detonation? That thing's like 200 million degrees.
Yep.
When those ICBM missiles?
Yep.
200 million degrees, that's a detonation, okay? So you know it's going to consistently get hotter as it spreads out.
I have a little quick just on that fuel. It's a so I typed in missile fuel. It's the petroleum used as a rocket fuel is a type of kerosene similar to the sort burned in heaters and lamps. It say, however, the rocket petroleum is highly refined and is called RP1, refined petroleum. It is burned with liquid oxygen, the oxidizer, to provide thrust. So that's that delivery system.
Yep.
You know, so like the brother said, with fuels of fire, that's tied to what? Those thermonuclear intercontinental ballistic missiles.
Hey, back to like said 2 Peter, with fervent heat, all right, melting the elements, man. And that's proving it right there, man. So that's why I say what, not one stone shall be turned upon another, man. So totally,
Annihilation.
This is with Matthew chapter 24 and verse 2. And Yahweh said unto them, see ye not all these things, verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down.
Not one stone upon another. That's flattened dust. I mean, just
hey, man,
clean.
It's gonna be a desert.
Yeah.
Somebody get Isaiah 63 and 21. Read down to verse 4.
63 verse 1? Oh yeah, you know. It's Isaiah chapter 63 verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? Isaiah. Start at the top. Isaiah 63 verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra?
We know that Basra was the chief capital of Edom, okay? Dyed garments, okay? That's those garments, you know, metaphorically are going to be bloody from all destruction he's going to be bringing.
Right. And then just to add real quick, just like we always say that Jerusalem is a people before a place. Also, Esau, Edom is a people before there's a place. So those are just different, you know, synonymous, nicknames, if you will, or other names that they go by. Whether it be Basra, whether it be Seir, whether it be the land of Uz, you know, so forth and so on. You know, just giving an example of that. They say, this that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength.
That's talking about Yahweh Shai, all right?
It says, I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
And that's where he's coming. You know, he's going to bring a salvation that's never been seen before. Okay, mighty to save. All right, he's going to be destroying and gathering all at the same time. All right.
It says, verse 2, wherefore art thou red in thy apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat.
You know how you splash blood? That's, you know, that's metaphorically going to be that much blood. Okay.
Right.
Once he comes and start destroying.
Go back to Joel 3, but it said what? for the press is full.
Yep.
And overflow with flat. You know, like I said, that press. Like I said, like Brother said, that wine press. You know, they say, verse 3, I have trodden the wine press alone, and of the people there was none with me.
God. So that means he's trodden alone. Okay. He's going to be responsible for that destruction. Okay. All of it's his. All right.
They say, for I will tread them in my anger and trample them in my fury.
God, and that anger is that righteous indignation. That hatred that he has for Esau. He tread him in his fury. Okay, and we got the definition of fury earlier. There's going to be violence. Okay, nothing nice about it. Violence, violence, violence. Okay?
Precept.
It was another definition that said hot displeasure. Fury. You know.
Hey, because remember, hey, vengeance is mine. That's the word, man.
It says, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment.
So there's blood going to be everywhere. Again, that's metaphorical. The blood's not going to get on his clothing, but you know, yeah, it's going to be a lot of blood all over the place.
Precept.
For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come.
God, you got to know with these signs that's going on right now. That's I think 2nd Ezra 9 says, you will know that the Lord is beginning to visit the world that He made. All of these prophecies are coming out. With all of these prophecies coming out, He says that in 2nd Ezra 9, it says Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is beginning to visit the world that He made. Okay, all these prophecies coming out, famines and swords and pestilence, the chariot sightings. Okay, we know He's on His way, but as He also said in Matthew 24, no one knoweth the day or the hour. So that anger is mustering up until He's given a go-ahead to come here and start destroying. Okay, He knows as it is getting closer now with these signs. All right.
Just like what you're speaking of in 2nd Ezra 9, at the top it says to measure down the time diligently.
Got it? Go ahead.
The 2nd Ezra 9 and 9. He asked me. Second Ezra 9 and 1. He answered me, and then he said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest the part of the signs past which I have told thee before.
So he says, measure thou the time diligently. The thing, like the scriptures say, things are written aforetime for our learning. When you start to see these things, you know He's beginning to visit the world that He made. All right.
And the point I was making, so you got to measure down the times, or you're not going to know what's coming to pass.
Right.
You're not going to know that it's the visitation of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
Yep.
So it got to be ultimately the spirit that He put upon you to measure those times, was what time was going on in the real world, real time, and tying them back to the scriptures. That's how you know that it's a visitation from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
Yep. And that's why the scripture says to those who don't know, it's going to be like a thief in the night. So we're going to have some idea of the season because of the signs of what He says. Those of you who scoff and mock, the heathens that just don't regard Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, we're going to know, okay, when it's close.
And because ultimately the Lord's going to blind you to where you're not going to see it coming anyways. Yeah, He's not even going to give you the spirit to even know. You're going to be caught up in your folly, in your day-to-day, not knowing when the word going to come back, or even seeing the signs. You're going to be caught up in it.
Like I said, that's the days of Noah. Marrying and drinking. Got that?
That's why a lot of people, like y'all said, gonna get caught. Why you see people say they don't watch the news?
Yep.
They don't keep up with current events. Well, the older ones gonna get caught off guard.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna wake up one day and see them troops in their house. And, oh my God, what's going on? Right. Well, you've been watching the news. You understood what was going on. See, the Lord give us clues, just like the person that's going in the woods. They leave breadcrumbs to follow the trail to get out. Well, these are breadcrumbs. You know what I'm saying? To lead us to what? Salvation. So we ain't gonna get caught off guard. Why? The Lord gave us signs and clues and told us, look, blase, this is gonna happen. It is gonna happen, like example Matthew 24. You know what I'm saying? Those are clues. Let us know what times are we in.
Right. If I may add also to what you said, they don't watch the news. They have to be able to filter it through the scriptures because the language today isn't the same as it's written. But because of us knowing the scriptures, and studying, watching and see what's going on, we know. Oh, okay, that's what this means. We're not gonna know what it means.
And
perfect whatever, ready to take too much of this and too much of that. It'll take balance and chemicals. So measuring the time is letting you know that certain times, all right, things are going to happen, all right, and at that perfect time, that's when the Lord is really going to come back. So that's why we're measuring, using like a measurement stick, because when you're measuring it, all right, you want it's a perfect timing that the Lord is going to come back to really deliver us.
Right. If you think the Lord gonna come back in 1,000 years, you use the wrong measurement.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. Well, and like I said, you know, you filter that through the scriptures. We know December 13th, but those Biden bucks that's coming out, it's getting real close. Real close. That digital currency.
I just want to say, also, you know, like the brother said, like, and when they think of visitation, they think of that great day of visitation, but even these storms, these floods, plagues, droughts, famines, wars, rumors of wars, all those are visitations from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Also, even like hailstorms, they said, well, a 2-year-old just died from a hailstorm? Yep. That was a visitation from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Yep. You know, so the visitations are happening in real time, present time, right now. And so they happening right now and in the times to come. You know, so they know, like I said, it's a thief in the night, man. These things is hitting people right, left, front, center. They don't even know. But it's all done through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
I was going straight to the point real quick to back them up. This 2 Ezra 16 and 19 it says, behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Right. So, people, like I said, people are not paying attention. All this destruction happening worldwide. You see people, 900 people dying here, 1,000 here, 50 people at this location, 20 here, 10 people shot out. You know, it's all kinds of lamentations and woes going on, and no one's paying attention. Nope.
Like I said, they say they will not be always mindful of the scourges. So when they, so to speak, come out of that situation, they're going to think, oh, well, if anything else happens, we just going to persevere and make it out again. No, that's not going to always happen. Just like with this whole, the flood in Pakistan, some of the people that escaped and refuge and they praise, they false gods, what the case may be, they don't know if none of them be of the elect, they're going to be preserved to be destroyed by an even more deadly act of Yahweh Shem Yahushua or destruction. They may die in a more serious manner.
You're right, because they got that spirit, hey, we're going to build back stronger. We're going to persevere through this, man. You know? Guess what? They ultimately are going to get destroyed.
Yep. You know, if I may add, you know, you were saying earlier that, you know, the floods, these different earthquakes, you know, are all, you know, various different visitations of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Me and our brother in Thon was talking about this earlier. With the floods in Pakistan alone, you know, the Lord, with the floods, wiped out 2 million plus acres of land, which disrupting the crop supply. All right, he's had it to where over 1 million homes were damaged or destroyed, and over 1,000 people have perished due to this flood. So, you know, Yahweh Shem Yahushua in that flood alone brought several judgments. You know, several judgments in one.
Not just people. If y'all watch the video, y'all was seeing cattle being
Yep.
So that's bringing about famine also.
Yep.
Their highways and roads destroyed, so ain't no way that you could travel if you get aid.
Did you mention it's like it was a 2 million acres?
Yeah, over 2 million acres of land.
So it's damn near the country.
Yeah. They said over a third of the country is underwater.
Yep.
Because if you look at their land mass over there, it's a whole lot of mud and shit. You know, a lot of dirt and mud and gravel roads and very few paved roads. So their little civilization destroyed.
Right, because the mudslides were dangerous. They tear stuff down.
Book of Amos chapter 3 verse 6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? It says, shall there be evil in the city and the Lord have not done it?
It says, shall a trumpet, that's that warning. Okay, the people not be afraid. The ones who understand, you know, are going to be afraid. But when it really hits, you know, when it's too late, the prophets are gone off the street, you know, you're going to be looking for answers and can't get them, you know. And he says that have the Lord not done it. You know, here again, as the scriptures say, he create peace, he create evil. He's the Lord, he does these things. Okay, that's that perfect balance. Okay, and also proves that he's not the all-loving God. that you all say he is. All right? You Christians.
Ezekiel 7:25. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none.
God, destruction cometh. They shall seek peace, and there shall be none. You know, as the scriptures say, you know, he comes, he doesn't bring peace, he comes with a sword. Okay? Matthew 10:34. All right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So if you wait for things to turn for the hope, turn for the better, then you're in the wrong spirit.
Yep.
Like I said, you already done lost the battle.
Yep.
Because things will get worse and get worse and get worse. Right? You go desire that peace, and guess what? Only destruction comes. Because even at the top of that scripture say, and only evil is come.
Right. Yep.
The end is come. You know, so that's the only thing that's coming to this place is death and destruction.
Yep.
Ain't no healings coming to Babylon, or even this current wicked eon that Esau Edom is ruling the earth.
Only bad times, and only bad times.
Misery upon misery.
Yep.
Mischief upon mischief. That's what that's going.
1 Thessalonians 5:3. It's 1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
When they say peace and safety, you know, sudden destruction. You know, they tell you everything's gonna be all right, everything's gonna be all right. It's cool. No, that sudden destruction is gonna come. That's right. All right, read that again.
1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
So once that baby starts coming, you know, you can't push it back in. All right, it's coming, and it's going to finish. All right, just like that destruction is going to be finished. Once it starts, it's not going to stop. You know, as the scriptures say, once those arrows are shot off, you know, who can turn them back? They're not going to turn back. They're going to hit that target. They shall not miss. All right.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 8 and verse 50. It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride.
Where?
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of miseries, man. All right, a lot. Because these people, man, they're not going to be used to losing the things that they have. The majority of these people, they have a hope in this society, all right, and the things that they have in this society, all right. It's going to be a lot of miseries that's going to come because they're living in that great pride. All right, they believe that everything is going to be secure, you know, in this lifetime. But ultimately, we're coming into the times of what? All right, Yahweh Shemashai is going to visit the earth, all right, for the wickedness that's going on.
We're seeing the visitation now, like we were talking, floods, you know, storms, and you know, hey, the people waxing worse and worse, man. Hey, there ain't no love out here, man.
That's right.
People are dying left and right, man. The Lord is judging stuff. It's Isaiah 55:11. It says, so shall my word be that goes forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it.
God, he says it shall go forth, it shall accomplish what he pleased. Okay, so if it's written, it's going to happen. Those elites know that. Okay, they're watching. You know, as I was watching a video earlier today, you know, they have some idea of what's going on. They turn around and watching GMS to get the full thing, then they go search it out. As the scriptures say, he does a diligent search, and he's finding out, oh, this is happening. That's why they're scrambling, you know, to do what they have to do to try to get rid of us. Okay, but it's not going to happen.
So they have what's called a think tank.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Then they have, they also have their own scholars that search out the scripture.
Yep. Well, that's why they always sending people out digging up stuff. All right. They that's this region. Let's go over here and see what we can find. Yes, they do. I think when that not too long ago, They just found some coins by the Maccabees. Yeah.
It wasn't in Africa either.
Nope. All right. Yep.
It's back in Isaiah chapter 13, verse 6. Oh wait, it's like verse 5. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land.
So that's those nuclear missiles, those
Precept.
ICBM missiles. Okay. Coming to destroy the whole land. Okay. All of it. What did you say? Is it 5,000 square feet? Square miles. 5,000, over 5,000 square miles, all brought to nothing. All right.
3,000 from east to west, 2,000 from north to south.
God.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 54 and verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire.
God, that's that wisdom of Teman. Okay. Who are your Germans today? Okay, they're the ones who created that nuclear technology. Okay, and we know for a fact after World War III, some of those scientists came over here. Okay, I mean it's all Edom, so you know they just they take care of each other, like we know they do. Okay, go ahead.
After World War III or World War II?
That was I think that was after World War II. Yeah.
And nuclear sciences.
No. Oh, okay. World War II.
Slip it, tongue. It says, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy.
And that instrument of his work is those ICBM missiles, okay? To destroy. As it says, it's going to lay the land waste. Nothing left, all right?
That's it.
This is Isaiah 24:19. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again.
Go ahead.
God, so yeah, like a drunk man's like a drunk man staggering, like we see up all down the streets, man. That's how the Lord when he hits this place with these thermonuclear destructions, man, this earth is gonna be rocking to back and forth, man. All right, and it's
there's gonna be there's gonna be a whole lot going on at the same time.
Yep.
Not only the nuclear missile, but you gotta remember, there's gonna be earthquakes, volcanoes, tsunamis, hurricanes, apparitions, civil unrest, just all kind of all kind of madness going on.
I just
it's gonna be like what the domino effect.
Yeah.
Like the missiles hit, like you said, the earthquakes gonna pop up on campus. It's gonna trigger everything, man, all at once.
So if you keep reading, it's gonna say something about a cottage moved out of the
Yeah, right here. I'll read it again. This is Isaiah 24:20. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. Right? Because this kingdom, once it's totally get destroyed, it's not coming. We're not going to build back.
Precept.
All right. It's gonna be a desert over here, and then all the other places that are gonna be hit and destroyed, man. Israel, yeah, all right.
Yep.
It ain't gonna be like an ant home.
Right.
Actually step on it and roll over it, and they come back and rebuild it again. Once the place is eviscerated, that's it. This gonna be the national monument.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow.
Nah, that right hand is Yahweh. Okay? And then that bow.
Actually, verse up. That's cool what you were saying, Spirit. 2 Ezra 16, verse 12. The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea arises with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, before Yahweh Shai and before the glory of his power.
That's heavy destruction. The waves are coming from under the sea. Yeah.
The sea rise up with waves from the deep.
Rise up from the deep. Okay. Yeah. Tsunami. Tsunami today. That's what's going to be caused. Okay. That destruction is going to be heavy, as the scriptures say, at a time like never seen before. Okay.
Yeah, because in the water, it's going to be like like tectonic shifts. You know what I'm saying? Because even when the Lord flooded the earth the first time, you have water coming from even out of the ocean.
Oh, yeah. To your point, they were showing today, I seen some videos where you got water now showing up in places that was never showed before. Just the river's flowing. Just out of nowhere.
It's
in the desert.
Right now.
Yeah, water in the desert right now.
They said the river just came out of nowhere and it's going all through the desert right now.
That's proof that, remember when Moses struck the rock and the water came out?
Yep.
That's proof showing that water comes the river. And that rock is still over there in the land of Israel right now.
Yep.
That rock is still there. Yep.
Verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow.
Again, that right hand is Yahweh Shai. The bow is, is getting ready to shoot off those missiles.
The precept.
The bow would be like the silos.
The silos.
It says, his arrows that he shooteth are shot, and shall not miss, when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
God said they shall not miss. So wherever he's got them programmed to go, that's where they're going. All right.
I was going to say, like, we're tied to they coming from a far country.
Because that's how the ICBMs, they go up into space, and then they make their moves.
Yep.
And travel anywhere you need it.
And they GPS guided and all. Really, the spirit of Yahweh Shai gonna be in anyway, so they don't even need a GPS tracker.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's like what was that? Ancient aliens we was talking about. I forget what year it was, but the nuclear missile started a countdown. They didn't know what to do. In the 80s, yeah. They didn't know what to do when it started counting down. All right, and you just see Esau's face, it's like, oh man, he tried to shut it off, couldn't shut it off, then all of a sudden, it just turned off. Should let him know, I'm in control of this.
This movie called, the War Games? Yeah, that's what that program is.
Verse 14. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again.
So once those missiles are released, they're going to hit their targets. Nothing's going to stop them. Even in the missile defense system.
People fail to realize, like this concrete that we stand on, really is like what, about how much? Yeah, I think it's like what about,
how deep the concrete goes?
Oh yeah, concrete sidewalk anywhere from 6 to 8 inches. Then under that is gravel, and then you got a mesh wiring. So it won't break up.
So really in total it's like about a foot.
About a foot thick. Yep.
So really, you got to think about it over time. Really, the elevation is the risen, so really we're above what we're supposed to be. So when that destruction comes, it's going to come here.
Yeah.
Shit.
And to your point, with that whole process, even the earth naturally doesn't like that, because for every so many feet, they got to put an expansion joint. That concrete gonna rise and shake and move.
So really is what 2 feet.
Yep.
So they keep patching over.
Yep.
So really it's all falling down. We're really about what, about 100 feet above the real elevation of the ground.
And That's here.
Yeah.
Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
It's real thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Trying to withstand an attack. It's not enough.
I got
That's all I got on that.
Y'all go that way.
Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please.
God, and so, like I said, as the scriptures said, that whatever is written aforetime for our learning, it is going to happen. If it's in the book, it is going to happen. Like I was saying earlier, the elites know this. All right, they know this. That's why they do a diligent search. Okay, and here again, they know what's going on because they're watching our videos, and anything they don't want the other people to know, they snatch down the videos. All right. In terms of these prophecies, they want to sneak up on everybody. They don't want anybody to know what's going on. All right.
I would say just like how his word will return to him void.
Yep.
Like you just read, the missiles they return
Yep.
void.
Precept.
And it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it.
God, it's going to prosper. Somebody get the word prosper.
Prosper. It says to succeed in an enterprise or activity.
God, to succeed. To succeed, that means it is going to happen. All right? It's not going to fail. Succeed is the opposite of failure. All right? So, and his word goes out, it's going to prosper. All right?
And not only prosper, but do all of his
Pleasure.
Yeah.
It's like it says about the spirits of vengeance of a
Peace. That's right.
It says to become strong and flourishing.
Mm-hmm.
Come to fruition.
Yep.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 21. Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad, and from the clouds, as from a well-drawn bow, shall they fly to the mark. Because ultimately what this scripture is going into is the missiles, or once the missiles are being shot from the silos, because once again, those silos are the bows that the scripture is talking about. So once those missiles are shot from the silos, all right, they're going to hit each and every single designated target that they're meant to hit. All right?
Yeah, you know, thunderbolts ain't talking about Zeus, man.
Nope. Yeah, when you look at a real thunderbolt, it's multiple. Not just one street. Even if it looks like one street, you got the other ones branching off.
And it's mighty and powerful.
Yep.
And we're curious.
Yep. Like it did that couple try to hide on the tree in D.C. That was the wrong place. Yep. Because that tree is a conductor.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You get those things I said.
Yep.
So when you touch some certain things, you shock yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You gotta let your courage go through your body.
Yep.
Come in your heart.
That's why when they were sustenance, they charged with it.
Yeah, and again, that's what we were saying earlier on this concrete, the plane of batteries.
Yep.
You know, we have the same thing.
Right, kind of. That's why you keep the battery off the floor.
Yep.
Like, that's the thing.
All right,
That's it.
that was it.
Jeremiah 51:1. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind.
God, and that destroying wind is those nuclear missiles. You know, it's going to rise up against them. Okay, it's talking about that Babylon is talking about Esau, Edom, America, right?
Verse 2, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about.
God, he says, shall empty her land. That's going back to making it desolate, making it a waste. Okay, again, talking about those nuclear missiles. All right.
So example of what the brother just read. If you ever see a nuclear detonation, after it hits its point, you see all of the wind and all the gust that came from it. It flies out and shoots out, that destroys everything.
Yep.
So not only does the actual detonation or the nuke, does it also the impact from it. You know, those send those like those waves.
You said
the shock waves. Yep, there you go. The shock waves.
A destroying wind, and when that thing hits, it start blowing everywhere. If you saw what was that? Like the Man of Steel, that world engine start blowing, all that, everything start blowing, Yep.
I got something if nobody else does.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 7. It says, they shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. They shall march every one on his way, and they shall not break their ranks.
That's talking about those nuclear missiles. As he said, they shall not break their ranks. That's what he brought out in 2nd Ezra 16. And once they shut off, they will not return. They will not miss. They're not going to miss their target. All right?
It says, neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb upon the houses. They shall enter into the windows like a thief.
He says they shall not thrust one another. That means they're not going to hit each other in the air. They're not going to fall upon a sword. They will not be stopped by the missile defense system. Okay, they're going to hit their point. Okay, and they said they're going to read that again.
They shall run to and fro in the city.
To and fro. So they're just coming from everywhere. Okay.
They shall run up on the wall. They shall climb.
Yeah, run up on a wall. So when those things hit, you notice, the levels of windows. Boom, 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 boom. Everything just start blowing out. Windows and everything. Until it comes down.
There's also talking about the nuclear wind from the missiles. Because remember, the missiles going to hit and detonate the warhead. Yep. And it's going to bring the nuclear wind, the fan, like the Bible said, the fanners. You know what I'm saying? They'll bring that wind, and then the fire is going to come.
That's right. Everything that you see here is field fortified. So it's going to get even bigger. Look, all these cars are going to explode, the buildings, all these things that get blown up, it's going to add to it.
That's what we call them missile food.
Exactly.
Missile food.
They shall run up on the walls. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief.
So it's going to destroy everything. All right?
Yeah, this ain't talking about Spider-Man.
Nope.
It says, the earth shall quake before them.
The earth shall quake. And that's what we were talking about. 2nd Ezra 16 and Isaiah 24.
The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark. And the stars shall withdraw their shining.
It says the sun, moon, and stars are going to be dark. So that's that mushroom cloud. It's going to block out everything. And that's also twofold for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. They're not going to know what's going to happen. They not know how to deal with it. So they.
But everything gets destroyed, then what you got? Everything destroyed, what the hell you got? It's like, because
is there no more wisdom in TV?
Yeah. Nothing but dust and sand.
Yep.
Desert creature.
It says, and the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. For he is strong that executed his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it?
Okay. So I didn't hear you. Start that again.
We're back in Joel chapter 2, verse 11. It says, the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great.
His army, you know, that's going to be those nuclear missiles, the angels, okay? His camp is very great. Okay, that's the silos where he stays in. Okay?
Chiefly Yahweh Shai.
Yep, Chief and Yahweh Shai. Yep.
For he is strong that executed his word.
God.
For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it?
God, that's it. The day of the Lord, you got to remember, this is his day. Okay? He's in control of it all. Okay? Who can understand it? You know, the prophets can. All right? But when it comes to everybody else, no. You can't. You know, we understand what's going on. Okay? But it's going to be, like you said, it's going to be terrible. Very great. The scriptures tell us, you know, it's going to be like a time that we've never seen before. When that judgment comes. All right?
Yeah, because it says the righteous will scarcely be saved.
God.
I got it.
God.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 17.
I just looked over
First Peter, chapter 4, verse 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh.
God, so that's the key right there. Judgment is beginning with the nation of Israel. Okay? Judgment is going to begin.
Shut up!
Okay, yeah. It's going to begin at the house of Israel, which is the 2/3. All right.
It says, and if it first began at us, what shall be the end of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh?
God. God, it says, what shall be the end of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh? Okay, that's going again into the 2/3. It also goes into Esau, Edom. All right. No, see the nations. Go ahead.
Verse 18. It says, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?
It says, if the righteous scarcely be saved, the righteous is his elect. And it says, we're going to scarcely be saved. Psalms 91 says, you know, we're going to see that destruction. We're going to see it all around us. Okay, but we'll only see with our eyes, you know, the reward that's coming to the wicked. All right?
Precept.
So like I said, so pretty much other people,
Yeah.
other nations, 2/3 ain't got no chance.
Nope.
Right? Righteous will scarcely be saved, but the balance is they gonna abundantly receive death.
Yep.
Abundance of death.
This is Joel 1:15. Alas for that day, for the day of the Lord is at hand, and as a destruction from the Almighty shall it come.
Right.
That's right. So the day of the Lord is at hand. All right, and it is coming from the Lord. All right, the Lord is going to destroy this place for the sinful things this place has done, for the things that you have done to His chosen people, man. All right, and there ain't no way up out of it. Okay, so hey. The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, now's the time to wake up out of that sleep and come back to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father, because this place is going to be destroyed, man. All right, and you see it on the daily with the prophecies coming right off the scripture books, man. All right?
God, He said He's going to punish the world for its evil. You know, take out the proud. All right?
That's right.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 34, beginning at verse 1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein. the world and all the things that come forth of it.
God, so that's the prophet speaking to all the nations. All right.
Verse 2 says, for the indignation of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He has utterly destroyed them. He had delivered them to the slaughter.
God, he has delivered them to the slaughter. Yeah, he said he had delivered them to the slaughter. His indignation is upon all nations. All right, all nations.
Right. That's why we out here. Of course, you know, to like I said, to gather, you know, to the spirit of power, Yahweh Shai, to, you know, feed the elect. But also we've been made prophets unto the nations, as it's saying. So that's why we're telling you, we give you that balance. We tell them what's going to happen to the elect, the salvation that they're going to receive from Yahweh Shai. And as far as everybody else, you know, start with Esau, Edom, the other heathen nations, and 2/3 of Israel, y'all gonna receive death and destruction.
You got a quick one. I'm gonna get back to
this. Obadiah 1:15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head.
That's pretty much straightforward. Everything that you did to us is going to happen to you. Okay, as Colossians 3:25 says that he that doeth wrong shall receive to the wrong that he's done. There's no respect of persons. That's right. All right.
So that means there's always a reward for your action.
Yep.
Whether you do that which is righteous and receive that righteous reward, being salvation, or you live wickedly, you receive that reward of death.
God.
That's just
Galatians 6 and 7. You know, for God is not mocked. Whatsoever man sows shall he reap. Okay?
There ain't no gray areas.
Nope.
It's either life or death.
Yep.
That's right. This is back to Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 3. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood.
Those mountains going to the government. Okay, and what they're saying here, you know, when all this happens, there will be no burials. There's no bodies going home. Okay. Once that destruction comes, you dead where you stand. All right, or where you lying, wherever position you're in, you dead. All right.
It says, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all.
And that scroll, if you see that nuclear destruction, okay, when it says it's rolled together like a scroll, that's what it's going to be right there. All right, all the heavens rolled together like a scroll. Yep, that nuclear destruction. And now that's just one. When 200,000 of these things hit, you know, that's going to be all over the earth. All right?
Fire and brimstone.
Fire and brimstone, mainly America, Babylon the Great. That's right.
It says, and all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf falleth off the vine.
Now you have to expound when you say 200,000, you have to let them know that each nuclear missile has so many warheads inside of the missile. So it's not going to be 200 million individual missiles, but there's going to be a lot of missiles, but it got a lot of multiple warheads in the missile.
Kind of like we were talking before about that Jericho missile.
Yeah.
That you saw the first Iron Man, that Jericho missile, that one missile, once it got in the sky, all those heads blew off, you know, and destroyed wherever they hit. All right.
It says, and all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree.
And if you ever seen a leaf falling, it's just out of control. You know, we talked about Iron Man earlier when he tried to close that portal, it fell out of the sky. He's not slowing down. Yeah, you know, just out of control. That's what it's going to look like. All right.
Verse 5 says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea.
That's those nukes, and it says, bathe. They're going to cover the skies, cover the heavens. All right. Says, nuclear missiles and those chariots.
Says, and upon the people of my curse to judgment.
And the people of this curse to judgment. Idumea is the Greek word of saying Edom. Okay, the so-called white man. All right.
I got some information about the other one real quick.
Okay.
He was going to tell how many of the warheads. It says in every nuclear missile is estimated to be 13,000 nuclear warheads in every missile.
Well, it said an estimation.
Yeah.
That's
Maybe it could be more.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
And
an estimation.
that estimate is sometimes an average too. Yep.
Going to the multiple
So
missiles.
just, matter of fact, since you said that Russia got 4,800 nuclear missiles, some years not enough for that 4,800. See, that's 62 million right there.
Minimum.
Yeah, that's
What you
minimum.
said,
That's just
yeah.
Russia.
Yep.
And the Lord said 200 million.
Yep.
Remember 200,000, that's 200 million. And it's just 62 right there. Just talking about Russia that's been reported
Yep.
by Russia. You know, Russia got some hidden stuff.
Yep.
And that's just reported. Yeah.
And I would say 6,000. Yeah. So even more so to the point of what they are.
So it's 60,000 now?
6,000.
6,000 times 13.
6,000 warheads.
You just said, but you said
That was off my 48.
40. Yeah.
4,800.
Yeah, I just looked at
So it's only 6,000, not 40,000.
4,800.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that? What's the 6,000 times?
See, that's 7
Yeah. Yep.
Well, you better credit you up your link, man.
Yeah.
If you not, boy, yeah.
About what? 16 tires on the thing that carry? Yeah, the carry. Yep. Even if you blow them up like a bird of sky, it's still not around the structure. Yeah. You just can't get away.
It's still gonna suck the oxygen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
And they got oxygen taking
Yes,
too.
too.
Yeah.
Those too. Yeah. Yeah, they got it bad.
this all got it.
They got the work.
Good, we just got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's your world.
Yeah. I'm just a squirrel trying to get in there.
And I had seen it say they'll only take only 100 nuclear bombs to destroy the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's 600 times. Yeah.
These are the other countries.
America and Israel.
Yep.
These are the other countries and the amounts of nukes that they have. Russia has 6,257 nuclear missiles. China has 350 reportedly. Pakistan has.
How many China got?
China, they said China got 350 nuclear missiles.
That's the second highest.
But that ain't like Russia though.
That's what. Yep. And then New York Times.
Reset. 6,200 North Country. What you say, 6,200, bro?
6,257.
Yeah.
350 from China. Pakistan has 165. India has 156.
Hold on, bro. He can't speed tight. Ain't no stenographer.
The United Kingdom has 225. And Israel has 90. Yeah, I ain't gonna have to.
Yeah.
Just those couple countries that they.
But now, what the one caveat, the UN is not bigger than that either.
That's still a whole 100.
Well, they're not going to fire upon themselves. I'm talking about the United Nations.
Like a reserve.
Like you said, it's still something that's unaccounted for.
Yep.
Yeah, but they ain't gonna tell you how much they got nowhere. Right.
Because remember, they were quote unquote This is
the book of it's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. So also, man, what that north country is talking about in the scripture, are talking about Russia, because as the brothers mentioned earlier, you know, Russia is pretty much going to be leading, Yahweh Bashim Yashai is going to use Russia pretty much to lead this charge or this battle against America, all right? It says an assembly of great nations from the north country, because, you know, Russia is not the only country that's going to be firing missiles on America, all right? Russia has allies that's going to aid in firing missiles on America. I know you got the BRICS nation, which consists of Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. All right, there's other countries. Yep. Yeah, I said Brazil. Yeah, and there's also other countries who are going to aid and help Russia firing off missiles on this country.
Iran, and they small.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It says, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. And, you know, once again, those arrows that the Bible refers to is talking about missiles. All right, it says none shall return in vain. Once again, you know, once those missiles are shot off from the silos, man, all right, they're going to hit each and every single one of their designated targets. Mm-hmm. All right, that's it.
All right. With that, we hope this lesson was edifying for the body. Once again, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and our fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, scattered to the four corners of the earth, that be like it to the speckled bird. To you, we say Shalom.
Shalom.
Abba Abal.
Abba Abal.
Bam Yasharallah.
Bam Yasharallah.
All right, Shalom to you sincere Akim and Akwath on the comment board.
Shalom.
ETA.
ETA.
Abba Abal.
Abba Abal.